What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Singh, aka Coach Singh. Now today we're going to be breaking down the Bears versus 49ers game. A lot of things on the line in this one. Both teams basically are fighting for the first seed, and if they lose, they'll drop to the fourth seed for the Bears, or fifth seed or third seed, whatever, which one, fifth seed for the Niners. So both teams basically just gotta win. Play, the opponent that's in front of them. If they handle business, they can get the first seed if they win out. So it makes it really exciting to watch as a fan, just knowing the stakes are that high. And that's what gives us a legendary game between both of these teams on Sunday night. It was vintage. It felt like being a kid all over again. The Sunday night game that you're excited for, that you skip watching your homework for, or the game that you skip doing your homework for, and it was a classic. It reminded me of the Rams and Chiefs game when you had Jared Goff versus Patrick Mahomes. I think that game finished like 54-51 or some crazy score like that. So it just gave all of those vintage vibes. And we're in an era too where a lot of people are like, man, like, where's the elite quarterback play? Where are those guys at? We got to see Phillip Rivers come back last week, yelling at the line, commanding his team, giving out signals. And I think, honestly, it's two things. I think one, the players are getting better, which we saw in this game right here. The quarterbacks are getting a lot better. And two, I do think what's changing now is the coordinators. Like, I think the coordinators play a much bigger role in today's game than they did in the previous years, in the sense of, like, they call their schemes and they stick to their schemes. And I think quarterbacks don't have as much freelance, as much free control at the line as they used to before, due to analytics, due to coordinators, due to all these new factors that are involved into the game. Like, how do we produce the most efficient offense? How do we, should we go forward here? Should, should we run the ball left here? Now they, really, look at all of that. And I think that's what we're looking at, is offense has just changed as a whole. It's evolved. But I do think the quarterback play is going to get to a point where it can be like that again. And I'm hoping so. And I'm hoping we can see maybe Caleb Williams down the line be that kind of gunslinger play caller at the line, that we can go from there. But yeah, let's jump into it, man. I'm excited. No more ranting. All right, so right off the rip, I like this one right off the rip because they come out in this cover 3 shell. So right off the rip, Brock Purdy's running this slant concept off the flat. And it was crazy too because we're so hyped off Brock Purdy having such a legendary performance against the Colts. And this play right here, it just feels like, oh my god, 1 seed. Yeah, okay, the 1 seed is gone. Like, that's... But let's talk about this, though. I think Brock Purdy talked about it in an interview thing with Alex Smith, if you guys got a chance to go watch it, that sometimes it's hard to see over these guys. Not sometimes, a lot of the times, especially at his height. He's only 6'1". Some of these guys are 6'9", rushing off the edge. And so a lot of it too is like coming to the line, seeing this shell coverage. Okay, it's cover 3. This linebacker's running out hard to this flat that I'm motioning use check out. The ball, the read, the timing. Hey, it's got to be right there on the slant. My receiver's running a slant. He's going to have the inside step. This guy's playing off coverage. So bing. That's like a easy, like, you do that all day, every day, I think, is like Brock Purdy and the 49ers talk about. But the catch here, and people are going to be like, oh, it's Jennings' fault. He didn't run the right route. Brock Purdy didn't throw the right ball. He should have threw it lower, away. I mean, the route depth is what it is. Maybe he should have run it lower. You could complain about that. Maybe you could talk to Kyle Shanahan about that one, see what the case may be. I think what it really speaks to is an elite play by an really elite corner, to be honest with you. A very underrated corner. I'm just going to call him underrated, but he just shows why he's so great. The ball snaps. He hasn't even backpedaled. The ball snaps. He's looking at Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy hasn't taken a 7-step drop back. And this is going to be a great, tip lesson, I guess, for all you young DBs. If you guys are watching this out there, man, you guys are about to get a lot of free knowledge on this channel. Brock Purdy at the snap, he knows I'm in man coverage on my guy. I'm already on off, leverage, off coverage. I got depth on him. Brock Purdy does not drop back 7-5. He drops, snap, and just turns. Okay. That means it's going to be a quick route. He turns to Juwan Jennings, stays square with him, and makes the break. This is what I love about it, is jumping the route. All the tails tell that it's going to be a short route. Turns to his man breaks, so then he breaks, plants, explodes, gets in front, makes a break on it right there. And that's what I love about that. What was that? Oh, that was What a play right there. And then his teammates just being active right there. I think that's just an elite play by the defensive back. A lot of you guys could learn from that, of just being very sound. He probably watched a lot of film, anticipated that as well too. So, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but that's an elite play by Jalen Johnson. Yeah, you know, they were feeling good. Yeah, let's watch it. Look at this. He's first he looks at Purdy, then he turns to Juwan. Now he's just on Juwan. What quick route are you running? You're either going out or slant. Maybe you're running a hitch. Even if you're running a hitch or an in, I'm breaking the same way as a defensive back. That is insane. Great timing right there. Way to make a play. The Bears defense, it was interesting because him and I think it was Austin Booker is his name, the pass rusher. These guys stood out. Like, they stood out in the game, yet the defenses were just getting torched by both quarterbacks. So we're going to see how it was. Here we go. Now they're sending it man coverage across the board. Brock Purdy, a dot. Look at this, man. This is what he was expecting with kind of like a similar, I want to say similar kind of concept, but not really. But just more so in the sense of like, hey, my man has the step on the inside. I'm throwing this ball. And I think that's what he thought with that Jalen Johnson plays. Juwan Jennings has an inside step. I can get this ball there. But that break was just like incredible. Like, it was textbook. It was more than textbook. I couldn't even tell you that. Because now you see Tongus with the inside step. He's throwing that ball, just timing like, oh yeah, he's going to be there, and it's there. Oh my God. Look at this offensive line. Look at that push. Look at this right here. That is gorgeous. Right there. 62 working out there. I forgot how far into the game Trent Williams went down. That was a big thing. Was Peterson, I think that's his name? Right here, Pleasance, my bad. Pleasance. We got to give him respect. This dude right here, man, stepped up big time for the 49ers. So now they're dropping back zone coverage right here. Purdy reads that. Taking what the defense gives him. I like it right there. And what people don't realize too is a lot of quarterbacking is like you're setting things up for later. If you start hitting those you know, dink and dunks, you know, those slants, those outs, those little whips and all that kind of stuff, that's what starts to bring the defense down for the shots that you're going to start to see as this game goes on. Play action, man coverage, good coverage across the board. And honestly, man, what a play. What a play right here. Hold on. My computer is tweaking. What a play right here. These guys really don't even bite on the play action. That's kind of the good thing too if you're a Bears fan, is like these guys don't really bite on the play action. But what's going to happen is you see this route. Look at this route right here. This step is going to be just enough for him. Whoop. That's just enough. Najon Wright, California, you know, local native, Stockton, California. Played at Laney College for Coach John Beam, if you guys don't know. But look at that. That just enough. His linebackers didn't even bite. That's what's crazy too. Is like usually the linebackers are the ones that are susceptible, right, on play action. But against this, just, you know, what does it look like? A cover 2, cover 3. That is just a great job by Demarcus Robinson. And I love Purdy's placement on these throws, where he's putting it where his guy can just go up and make a play. Like, go up, catch it, the corner can't get to it. Like, you as a receiver, you love that kind of stuff right there. So play action again off the rip. And notice, like, again, these linebackers are not really falling for it. There's everyone else is supposed to be in these gaps for the run. So that's what's key about this, is what's going on in this secondary, because there's no one near him. There's no one near him. So, you know, what's going on here in this backfield? You know, was it because one guy went in? Who knows? But that's 2 busts in the secondary, and that's back to back. They can't have that. And so I think it just shows the 180 with the Bears, where you got Jalen Johnson, who's over there making an elite break, like looking like one of the best DBs in the league when he breaks on that ball. And then the flip side, these other guys that are actually really good, having really good years, just struggling on the back end. That's just a blown call, though. I mean, or missed assignment, whatever you want to say. Like, nobody's on him. That's crazy. And honestly, now that I'm looking back at it, I think this is the difference. Like, the score is 7-7 right now, but the Bears really haven't done too much yet on offense. And a lot of it has just been the Niners and playing themselves, really, you know? So, Caleb Williams. I thought he did a really good job in this game. One of the key things in this game from the Bears is Caleb Williams' play against the blitz. Him just being able to get the ball out to people, I thought was just fantastic. Hey, if I have a 5-yard hitch, I'm throwing a 5-yard hitch. And I think that is very important when you're playing a defense like this that's worried. Like, they're worried about giving up the run because, you know, if they give up the run, they're torched. They're going to have no chance at all, especially with their lack of depth. And then they're worried about all the big plays. So when you're just destroying them in the middle like that, it just makes you feel like on the defensive side, you're just like, man, how do we stop this team on all 3 levels, on both sides, running and passing the ball? Good play action right here. But look, I like the play action call, but I love the discipline even more by the 49ers defense right here. That none of these guys, I'm going to make myself a little smaller. That none of these guys bid on it. Great job, fellas. We do have no pressure on Caleb, though, and this is the problem when you're having something we should have talked about at the beginning. Key matchups in this game is this is widely considered one of the best offensive lines in the league, going up against the team that is last in the league in sacks because we're just depleted. No Michael Williams, no Nick Bosa, so he has so much time back here. You know, that's why he was cooking. But I do think he should have made more use of the fact that we really could not get a good pass rush on him. I don't think we had any sacks. So that is just fantastic defense on the back end. Shout out to the secondary, the linebackers. That's a big time stop, especially when we look at the score at the end of this game where it's like it's tit for tat. Big time. Now this is what I want you guys to see is Purdy is just comfortable making his reads in the pocket, but look at that base, strong base, get rid of the ball on time, confident in his tight ends, and I think that's the big difference here is his confidence in these guys to just catch the ball in these tight windows. That's what makes the big difference, man. Great pocket presence here, but this is just fantastic. 94. You could do this to every quarterback like him, Jimmy G, whoever the case. Like these guys that are just shorter that are just going to stand in that pocket and try to distribute. Yo, you are in the pass lane. You can just raise that arm up every time. And you literally, like, if you think about it from a quarterbacking perspective, that window takes away so much. Like, he's going to have a hard time throwing slants, posts, you know, anything that's coming backside right there. He wants to throw the seam. He can't really throw that. Like, you're taking away, like, I don't even know what, 15, 20% of the field by just playing in that window right there. And if you think about it, by coaching your whole team to say, yo, let's play these windows if you guys aren't getting in the pass rush, it's something that you can effectively do. I think it's a weakness, like, against our team as the 49ers. Like, you can actually do this against Brock Purdy effectively. And you could probably take away 5 to 10% of snaps in a game from just batting the ball down by just playing those windows. Because you know a quarterback like him, like we said earlier in the beginning of this video, he's not going to do so much of what Caleb Williams does, but he's doing it now. I'll give him that. He's doing a lot more playmaking, but he's going to rather try to play on time. Like snap, 1, 2, 3, let me get rid of the ball. So knowing that, you can play against a quarterback that's just kind of playing like, you know, a little bit robotic in that sense. Let's go, bro. Great coverage right there. Jair Brown, man, I think he had like a little bit of a back and forth game. But one thing I want to say is Luther Burden was a name that's going to stand out a lot in this game. But DJ Moore, we did not really see that much of him. What a run right here by McCaffrey. The juke. Look at that. Way to just keep working up the field by 64. Love it. Jake Brindle's great job. Still going. Oh my goodness. I mean, vintage McCaffrey right back to it, man. I think 96 receptions on the year. Insane, man. Insane. That's an electrifying play. That's like a catalyst type of play. You know what I mean? Get your offense going. Brian Robinson. Nice hard run up the middle. And just look at all the action, man. All the motions that are coming across the backside. And then it's still just a traditional run with Brian Robinson going this way. I want you to see something is when we come back to this play. Why was this play successful? Because you can see all their numbers. I love that. These linemen getting down the field, turning their shoulders, and creating these lanes, man. Look at that freaking lane. You literally can just sprint through that thing. Like 15 yards right there. Big time run right there. Now we're setting up the play action. Oh, my thing is tweaking. And what's interesting about it again is they don't really bite, and I think that's so interesting to me is that they don't really bite, yet we're still managing to score. And I think this is where we just mentioned the playmaking is showing up now because they didn't really bite. So maybe nothing's open down the field that he feels comfortable with throwing, so he takes advantage, eats it up, and I'm gonna give him his credit. This dude, oh yeah, hit the negative. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This dude really runs the ball for real. He really has rushing. He has better rushing stats than CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has no rushing touchdowns on the year. I think this dude has like 5 or 4. And we're talking about 8 games missed, guys. 8 games missed. So I respect him improving as a playmaker. This, if he can do this, this takes him to a whole other level, man. And what I mean by if, we know he can, but I mean like consistently. He might become elite. Watch out. And this is where they're going to start eating us right now. Is lack of pass rush, just sitting back, our guys dropping back, him just eating it up. Luther Burden having it, and it's because you can tell our defense is really more keyed in on DJ Moore. Great play call right here, man. When you got a team that's only rushing 4 and they're dropping guys back in coverage, like that is like, oh yes, we can eat this up with screens all day. I'm surprised. I don't think they called this like type of play call too much more down the line. But I'll say with the 49ers, when you got Fred Warner back there, you can get away with that even more. That's for sure.
And a first down for the Bears. And Williams
Caleb.
one more time, sending it downfield to the
oh my God. This is just Luther Burden beating Jair Brown, and we just see the disparity or the parity right there, whatever you want to say. Oh my God, that's crazy, bro. But Jair Brown breaking up that pass on DJ Moore on 3rd down, and then Luther Burden going out there and getting his ass. Let's look at it right here. So it's crazy to me because is he deep middle and then he's deep third? So if he's deep third, he's protecting everything on that left side. And they're obviously bumped over because there's no like wide receiver out this way. It's just a tight end. So, okay, let's shade down over. But this is a crazy shade over. We got one over there, so he's in the middle of all of them. Oh, this is just bad. Yeah. So it's like we're all bumped down. We have to like bump down with them. You know what I'm trying to say? And so that way he's not right here, but he's rather right here in the middle of the field. And this is just a great job. Like Caleb Williams, you put that ball where literally only Luther Burden can get it. Like that is arm talent if you guys want to talk about arm talent.
But the other thing is they're getting protection up front too.
Purdy. Look at the time, dude. That is just beautiful.
Yes, they're getting protection up front too.
No one's getting in there, even 50, and no one's even really trying to like pass rush like that in the beginning. You tell they're kind of more so playing the lane. 50 is really the one that's trying to do it. Jake Brendel, I want to say, just puts him on his ass. Great job. Look at that ball. That's a pretty ball. And that is a pretty ball right there, man. And that's tough. It's tough to ask defenders to cover that long down the field when they have that much time in the pocket. I love this right here, man. What people don't realize right there is it's not about just a little gain and him getting the first down. It's what it puts in the mind of those edge rushers. The fact that they're rushing so hard, but now someone hits the sideline like that makes it tough. Makes you think. And honestly, I love this. This is going to be more about Purdy just standing tall in the pocket. Trusting his guys. Let me just deliver on time. I love that, man. Like, he's not just like, let me slide out of this. I feel bodies next to me. No, stay tall in there and throw and deliver. Great push. What did we talk about earlier? Why was this play successful? Because you can see their numbers. These guys getting downhill and turning their shoulders. Getting these linemen out the way. You can see 77, 64, 68. You're bound to get one lane. You're either gonna get 2 to 3 rushing lanes or something like that, or one big ass rushing lane like we keep seeing. Toss play now. Now I want you guys to think about this play calling. This is where Kyle Shanahan really gets it going. Everybody's big on the pass game. He's big on the rush game, obviously, right? He's been gushing these guys down the field. We've been seeing them, right? They've been getting their jerseys turned. They've been getting all this leverage. This team is worried about this run between the tackles right now. Everything in this A and B gap, that's all they're concerned about. Now we get to the outside. This edge player, all he's got to do is just get him a little bit. Juszczyk does his job, and then what you really need to see right here is Jennings. Jennings on the crackback. This outside linebacker has no chance. You're gone now. That's one layer of outside contain. Now you got Juszczyk one-on-one with a defensive back. That's a dream. He just has to do enough job to make sure the edge can't get there and McCaffrey can beat him on the edge. It's Christian McCaffrey. So as long as I just kind of step out there and I have one step on this defensive end, we're good, because think about it. He's been getting gashed up the middle. They're so worried about that. I can get to that one spot, jump him, because I know that we're actually going right this time. And so that's what I love about this, man. It's just enough right there. Trip that man up into the end zone. Niners up 21-14 now. What a run right here, dude. Look at this offensive line. The push right here. Same thing that you're going to see right here is look at the numbers facing us again. You have 94. Like 94, you started down on the field, and now you're up 6 yards. What kind of push is that? So, elite push by the Bears offensive line. Look at that time, dude. No pass rushes right there. Check down. And I love that, because even if the defender comes down and makes a tackle, great job defense. But you're just giving your guys a chance to go out there and make a play. And that's what you need to do as a quarterback. And especially with these kind of weapons, man, that's what's going to happen. Free play, oh, God.
Free play for Williams as the flag is down.
No pass rush. I love this, man. I mean, I don't love it as a Niner fan, but I love it in the sense of, like, that's what Aaron Rodgers used to be on. Like, these quarterbacks are getting great, man. And Caleb Williams being good for the league is much needed. Like, we need these guys to be as good. We need some guys to be as good as the hype. You feel me? We don't need all of them to be busts. You know, we need some good players in this league. So, the motion out this way. Look at that. I want you guys to watch Pooney right here. Hold on. Watch Pooney. Look at that. Look at that pass protection. I like that. I would love to know what that play call is right there. The way he slid out to become the left tackle, that was something to see. He pulled on pass pro. Bootleg now action. Look at the time. Great timing. Oh, man. And Purdy just at that point has just got to do something with the ball. But he's been having a lot of time in the game, so I think he just kind of thinks, man, I got time back there. Wide set now. All you got to do is make it a manageable third down. Great job right there. What makes it so lethal with McCaffrey going out there is you literally cannot guard all 5 players. All of those guys that are eligible to catch the ball, at that point, it's just tough. So you can at least slice the field in half, or slice your yardage in half that you need. Great throw right here, and this is going to be similar to what we talked about very first play with Jalen Johnson, where you have the inside step, so he's going to throw that ball knowing that you have the inside step, trusting you as a receiver, and that's what makes Purdy special. Tight window throw, window in the sense of like the receiver, the defensive back is right on his back, but if I'm just throwing to his outside shoulder, his inside shoulder, there's no way this defensive back can get there and I can throw the ball there. And notice that this is going to be way more successful on Najee Wright, Najee Wright versus Jalen Johnson. Like, you know, whatever team you're playing against the Steelers, you're going to be more confident to throw those type of step throws or whatever you want to call them, versus, you know, the other corner instead of Jalen Ramsey. And you still might throw it against Jalen Ramsey, but that's where those like kind of 50-50 plays can happen, where the pick six comes from. So, but I like that he's not discouraged. Like, that happened the very first play, and I was like, you know what? I'm glad this happened the very first play, because now it's out of his system. He can just gun now. He can just let it go and know that, okay, yeah, that was the reason why. It was an elite corner. Really good play by John right there for DBs that are watching, man. Him just reading the play and jumping that, like, that's how you can get picks big time, man.
Second and goal. Purdy keeping. And he scores.
This is just Kyle Shanahan, man. You guys are so worried about Christian McCaffrey. And this is why, like, if McCaffrey can get 3 to 4 yards minimum on carries, then you're talking about 6 to 8 on inside runs, anything between the tackles. It opens up tosses. It opens up Purdy keeping the ball. We've seen Purdy keep the ball now for a first down on a 33, and now we see him do it again right here. So McCaffrey being able to get the inside runs is the key to the offense truly opening up at the end of the day. Which, I mean, it sounds obvious, but I think you really get to see it in this game, like, at its full potential. Great job right here. So this is where the chess match, I think, really started to begin, and it began late in the second quarter going into the second half. We're going to watch is this right here. The 49ers putting all these guys on the defensive line, and you don't know who is about to blitz. And this is how you can compensate for a lack of pass rush. For those of you guys that are wondering, like, how are they going to have a chance to be able to compete? This right here, either you're sending guys, you don't, the quarterback doesn't know, the offensive line doesn't know, you mix and match as you go throughout this game, and you try to get guys off schedule by doing this. They send a great pressure right here. Keon White is really fast. It really stood out to me. But what really stood out to me is how fast Caleb Williams is, and the fact that he can get away from him like that. Like, that's pretty special right there. But this is just a great job right here. Great job by disguising it. Great job just beating him one-on-one as well too. And that's what people don't realize. I think the whole point of blitzing is that it's not just about sending the extra guy so we have a free rusher. It's about creating matchups, man. Like, if we send 5 and all of a sudden, I don't know, you know, TJ Watt has a one-on-one, Nick Bosa has a one-on-one. That's what we want at the end of the day. And you see that Keon White is typically an edge rusher, gets matched up with the center in a one-on-one and just blows by him. That's how you can play the chess match in this game. You come out and you're like, hey, we're running NASCAR, but we're going to put Keon White at tackle, you know, at this nose right here, and just let him go crazy up the middle. Matchups, baby. Matchups matter more on the defensive line and offensive line than y'all think they do in the secondary. I'm going to just say that much. Hell of a punt right there. Hell of a punt. Great job right here, man. Notice the alignment. I actually noticed this during the game when I was watching it. Was just the way they lined up on this defensive line, because we're down guys, right? Like, this isn't our starting group, so how are we going to do this? And the tight alignment right here with this other linebacker playing down on the line. So now you have the 3 that are out here, right? And this is the corner. So you have your 2 Mikes right here, whatever you want to call them, Mike, Will, or whatever the case. And then you have these guys that are, and I wish we had the other angle that we could see, but these guys are in a wider alignment. So they're playing more like the, you know, wider techniques. This is what I like right here, is because you're encouraging, hey, we're lined in tight right here, run the ball this way, but he's the real edge player right here. So these guys can play a little bit more aggressive in the run. And I love that because he's the edge and he's the edge. And so what it does is it kind of creates this look where you as a quarterback, offensive coordinator, whatever you want to say, you're like, is this guy pass rushing? Is he not? I don't know. You know, because you do know these are guys all have their hands in the ground. But this guy might be coming too, so they could be sending 5, they could be sending only 4, he could drop back, he could be manned up on him. So that's kind of the chess match this set right here. Great push right there. And what it really does is you're seeing a bunch of one-on-ones. And, you know, we love only buckets and we love 1v1s. But in these trenches, it's all 1v1s. So look at that. It's who can win the 1v1. 91, great push. And the fact that he got him that deep and far, that is very, very impressive. Because Kyle Mononga is just getting the ball, and at that point, he can't even, like, make a move. 3rd and 14. Now, this is where it gets crazy, because it's like, do you blitz? Do you just sit back in coverage? Caleb Williams, too much time. And that's just too easy, honestly, is Will too. Blown coverage type shit. Like, we got to be down on top of that. Great play call right here. They were struggling too to score right here. But I think what's going to happen here is this edge right here. We're going to get cooked on the edge. These guys are going to get pushed up the field, Demo, and now we're just stuck with the safety one-on-one with a lineman. And like we said earlier, it's all about matchups. You get a lineman on a safety, man, you are going to cook.
An extra point away from a tie game.
I tell you, when you get these kind of blocks on the edge, side Bears
Ruled out for the remainder of the game. With that
tie game now. Third quarter action. Great throw.
out for the remainder of the game.
Both guys, I mean, both QBs just got time. Enough time right there. And I love that by Purdy, man. Just standing tall in the pocket, reading the zone, and delivering to Kendrick Bourne. And these receivers are stepping up. I don't want to hear any more about Purdy not having, or Purdy carried by elite weapons. He's got Pleasanton at left tackle, no Kittle in the game, no Ayuk. Juszczyk still good as gold, man. Still good as gold. And remember what we talked about earlier in the game, where if you're a defense that's struggling to stop the run, you're struggling to stop the deep pass, those intermediates, those 5-yard hitches, curls, that stuff hurts, man. It's hard to guard all of it.
Purdy looks his way, goes his way.
It's hard to guard all of it. Great job right there, man.
What a job he did to get by the initial contact and get right to where the marker is. And down he did. It's a boot.
Play action right here. This is just phenomenal right here, man.
It's a boot.
This is the key difference, I think, right now that we're seeing with Brock Purdy is the elite playmaking. If he can sustain this, 49ers have a real chance, man. This is what we need. This is what you need to have, and I think in order to win these big games and win a Super Bowl, this is Russell Wilson-esque in Seattle. Like, you're just making plays in the backfield, dancing, making guys miss that you're much quicker than, which you should be doing if you're an elite playmaker. Extending the play, making hella time, but being safe with it, like not being reckless with it, and making the right decision. Like, how are the Bears supposed to defend that? Unless the guy goes and sacks Purdy, like, there's no way they're supposed to guard on the back end that long. And in reality, it's like, hey, man, I couldn't go catch him. So at that point, that is just Brock Purdy being great. And I would love to see that, man. I'm really hoping he can sustain this level of play and show us this in the playoffs. With the no Mahomes out here, man, it's a wide open year. See, it's killer, man. It's killer. We're so worried about the big plays, worried about the run. You can't get a pass rush, and he's going to take that, and he's just going to move that ball up the field. And a quarterback that is content with just, hey, I'll take the 5, I'll take the 4, I'll take the 7. We'll move the chains. It's tough, man. Shit. This is going to be okay coverage, I think, you know, because if you look at the line right here, like, he's kind of going to beat Upton Stout right off that route, off the rip. But what it really speaks to is Caleb Williams' playmaking ability, escaping the pocket, extending the play. The placement on this throw and the zip on it is just like, oh my God. Like, that's why he's Caleb Williams. You see it right there on different plays, man. And our guys doing the best job that they can. I think just doing a good job with the blitz. Keon White once again wins the one-on-one, flushes him out, and that is so key, man. If a quarterback cannot set up in the pocket and there's a rush in the A gap right in his face, it changes the whole game. That's what makes the Chiefs elite. Like, even in the Super Bowl, you had them playing against the Niners. The pressure that Chris Jones is just getting in Brock Purdy's face is elite. So the fact that you're flushing him out the pocket is a huge win right there. The chances of this play being something great goes down, but Caleb Williams still gets it going because the unit itself just can't contain him to go get the sack, and that's where it becomes tough. You know, the gambles, because you're blitzing, you're sending those guys, but at the same time, your guys on the back end don't have that much help. That was a lazy stunt bar team, but you can tell they're getting tired, man. Like, it's a high-scoring game. This offense is being very smart. Caleb Williams is playing very on time as well too, and that's what makes it elite. Both quarterbacks playing very much on time. Look at that. Like, this is perfect timing, you know? The motions happen, so and that motion is just enough time. Just enough time for the corner to think about, oh yeah, the switch needs to happen right now. And that switch is going to be just enough for the right throw right here, man. And he could have gone to 85 with it. He could have gone to 84. Great read by Caleb Williams, though, to make that happen. And that's Ben Johnson as well, too. Elite play calling, man. The way they use motions to get guys open, get their tails, all that, man. Oh, my God. Kalia Davis. It's crazy because they went from a 4-yard loss to a touchdown. Now it's whose defense is getting less tired, you know? Who's got the stamina to sustain? Let's watch the blocks right here up front.
Who's gonna get the key block?
Oh man.
Right?
Oh man.
That's gonna spring DeAndre Swift.
Tatum was almost there too. Oh man, that's tough.
Tight ends, wide receivers blocking, running backs doing spectacular things. If this is a pre
of 19.
Oh, sorry.
3rd and 7. They bring 4. Purdy fires.
Woo!
McCaffrey splits out 3rd and 7.
Look at the pocket presence right there, man. That is what you love to see right there.
First down at the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 19.
That is what you love to see.
Pressure on Purdy. Got 2 of them. 3rd and 7. Bourne in motion. Here's a little pressure on Purdy. Got 2 of them. It's incomplete.
It's a good job right there, man. You got to make Purdy play off schedule. Send heat or something. That's how you do it. Austin Booker, man. You can tell they got a lot of good young players on that Bears team. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Why are they having like a really good year this year? Great read by Caleb, taking what they given him. Luther Burden, man, standing out. I think DJ Moore is going to be gone after this year, if you ask me. They don't really need DJ Moore like that. But maybe. A good, tough run right there, getting to the outside. Play action now. No one's really biting on it, which is really good. But the problem is the safety bit. That's what's so funny about this play, man, is that, like, the linebackers don't bite, but the safety. And we saw that, I think, in the beginning with the Bears players, where it's like, your linebackers aren't even biting like that. But Jair Brown, you saw him come down on your screen, bites super hard. And this is a zip throw. Look at the talent by Caleb Williams, man. Like, he throws that on a line. Where this guy's catching it and running. He can't even keep up with the ball. Colson leveling. And I just thought that was like a beautiful, beautiful rip on the throw. The arm talent is just amazing. Shout out to freaking D. Winters, man. That's how you do it. Give them the flat, make him throw it, and then come down and tackle. It's a waste of a down from a defensive perspective. Like, great job. You made him waste it down, you know? I'm going to call the flag. Tatum Bethune over there getting crazy. Too much time right here, man. Like, somebody's got to win. Almost had him. But yeah, look at this. Like, Bryce over there just hitting the linemen and stuff. Somebody's got to get a win off that pass rush group. They got this field goal. Oh my God, it was almost blocked. 3rd and 6, man. Big right here. Look at that pocket presence. Oh my goodness. Sliding to the left, stepping up. I mean, he dropped back, slid to the left because there was nowhere to step up, and then stepped up. That's really good. Really good by Purdy.
3:14 to go. To McCaffrey, come right back to him with some blocking.
Oh, yes. Elite play calling by Kyle Shanahan. Remember how they sent those heaters on that last drive where they were just going at him and somebody got the arm on Brock Purdy or the hand on him and he had to throw the ball away. Now you call the tight end screen back or running back screen the other way. Screens are the best way to, you know, just negate pressure right off the rip. Clean pocket, man. Tall Juwan Jennings, brother. What a season. Let's go. And that was a 600K catch right there, if I'm not mistaken. But look at this pocket, man.
Here's the dig I was talking about.
This is what I love about it, though. This is the benefit of taking those, like, 7-yard hitches, 5-yard hitches. Everybody's worried about him now because he's been throwing that. Remember, he threw that earlier in the game. Now it opens that depth between him and those safeties where Brock Purdy can just stand tall and deliver it. That's beautiful, man. This is chess. Chess that we were watching in full display from the first quarter all the way up to this one right here. 42-38, man. Last drive right here, I think, for the Bears. What a deflection. Once again, what do we talk about? Alfred Collins is about 6'6", 6'7", or whatever. Him playing in the pass lane, that takes like 10% of his throwing windows away. Slants, seams, all of that, and the inside hooks, it's all gone. Look at that, they're doing it again. But somebody's got to get in there, though. That's the thing. You can't just everybody just sitting back trying to do it. You know what I mean? The quarterback is just going to just eat that up all day. And Caleb is smart too right here because he's taking advantage of the fact that these guys are tired. They don't want to chase Caleb to the sideline like that. Oh my goodness, Luther Burden, nasty. Just nasty. And this is deflating to the D-line too because he's getting rid of the ball so quick. With 4th and 5 right here. Let's peep right here at the line right here. You got both of these linebackers sitting in the A gap. Now, you can kind of tell right there, D. Winters doesn't look like he's about to blitz. He looks like he's about to drop back. You got a motion across the field. They drop back, enough time in the middle right there, and he throws it. And that's the only drawback with this shit right here is that these guys right here, they start so low. Like, he's starting where defensive tackle is. He has to drop back and get his head on a swivel and find the guys. And it's a lot of space to cover. Where if we don't get any pressure, like, alright, we're at the line. We're bluffing to this center and this guard. But they don't fall for it, and they're just blocking the 4 guys rushing normally, and no one gets pressure. Now it's just added space that we got to go cover down the field. So that's what you're seeing right here. And honestly, D. Winters, I don't know what he was doing on this play. He drops back and looks at the other guy. And I'm like, bro, look at the guy that's next to you. There's no one else. Like, look at the guy to your left, not the guy to your right. You have another linebacker there with you. And I think that's what Jair Brown is telling him right here. Is like, bro, that was the easiest cover for him. I wish there was another angle, but, you know, it is what it is. 4 again, can't get in there. Brilliant play call. I was like, God, they're going to score right here. But the scary thing about this, though, is they could have easily fumbled this. Like, boy, this is risky to do this, man. But this is a great play. Flag football players do this a lot. So I'm surprised that NFL teams don't do it more because these guys are the more skilled players in the world. So the last play of the game, let's talk about what Robert Saleh does to confuse Caleb Williams. So he's going to only send 2 pass rushers. He's going to drop 1 spy and everyone else into coverage. Now the catch is that the whole game, Robert Saleh has been playing this chess match with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, where he's been lining up guys at the line, sending them, not sending them, but Caleb Williams has been doing a whole good job the whole game, where you can kind of tell based on the score that he's been able to read these blitzes and answer them. But this is where it's going to matter the most right here. So what does Robert Saleh do? He's going to send 2 blitzers, put 1 guy on a spy, and drop everyone else back. This is going to confuse Caleb Williams just enough. One thing I want you guys to note is the first step by these players. Look at where they go. The first step by all of them, even though we're only sending 2, is such a committed first step that the offensive line themselves believe, hey, all these guys are coming. And they have a pass protection assigned to them that says, hey, I'm assigned, I got to block this guy right here. The catch, though, is that Caleb Williams himself said they were a little bit confused at the line what they were running. So when you disguise a blitz this well, where your guys' first steps are this deep, I mean, look at the line of scrimmage and look where they're stepping at. The offensive line believes it. Caleb Williams is sensing that this pressure is coming, so he's thinking, I got to get rid of this ball quick. Malik Mustafa is on the back end chasing DeAndre Swift out there in this man coverage. So the catch right here is going to be Bryce Huff. He's going to pull off a vet move. His first step when he gets to the inside, he realizes that DeAndre Swift is swinging out here. And he knows Malik Mustafa has to chase him. This is going to be an exposed area if Caleb Williams throws this ball there. So the move he makes to play in this throwing window by getting his hands up, making Caleb Williams hesitate just enough is going to be the key right here to throw this play off. Right there. That's just enough right there, I think. Where now, look at this play. You got all these guys dropped into coverage in the middle of the field, helping out on all these slants, all these in-breaking routes, and you also got this guy, D. Winters, man, a dog in the middle, playing spy. So if Caleb Williams wants to try to run up the middle, escape through this play, he's got nowhere to go because he'll be right there to play on him. Great job just staying with it right here by Bryce Huff. Almost got him right here. And this is where the defensive backs win their money, man. No one getting a penalty. Everyone just sticking with their guy. Great job by Sam right here to come down and put pressure on him. Making a tough throw. Great job. 49ers win. playing the Seahawks next week for the first seed. Let's get to it.